The agenda is to quickly go through the parts of writing which we have studied earlier. We have covered most of the things which I'm going to discuss today, and then I'm going to throw a challenge to all of you. I want you to do one full writing test after this session from book 7, any one test, book test A or test B, whichever test you want to do. But yes, we would be doing one test, and I'll be checking that, and I'll give feedback of that test to you tomorrow. What I've planned is today and tomorrow, these 2 days, we will focus on writing and speaking. And then next week, focus on reading and listening. So today and tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, we are going to discuss about the writing and the speaking parts of the IELTS test. All right. So you might have already gone through a few things which I'm telling, so it will act as a revision for you. And for others, it would be something new that you are getting. And if you want me to delve with that particular thing a little more in detail, you can stop me and ask questions whenever you want to. All right. So as far as the writing part of IELTS is concerned, it will consist of two questions. You are going to get a letter and an essay, and you're going to spend 1 hour on it. All right. And most important thing for you to know is the evaluation criteria. So how many of you know about the evaluation criteria of writing? You might have gone through this tutorial also, so you might be aware. See, you need to know the rules of kabaddi. If you are playing kabaddi, you need to know the rules of kho. Is my voice clear? I'm getting.
No, it's not that clear, Rajiv.
Oh, is that so? Is this not clear to you as well?
I don't know. I'm facing some issue with the audio.
Yes, sir, it's coming clear to me.
Yeah, is this clear now? Are you all able to hear me
Yes.
clearly?
Yes.
I hope there is no
Yeah.
disturbance and it's absolutely clear. All right. So let me share the screen quickly first. And this is what I wanted to talk about. Basically, writing would consist of two sections. The first section is uh, a small one, which would be in the form of a graph or a letter. And the second question would be in the form of an essay. So you're going to get two questions. I was talking about the evaluation criteria. This is super important to know. It is super important to know the evaluation criteria of your writing. So let's just quickly deal with and understand the evaluation criteria. How would you be evaluated on IELTS writing? I'm just going to Google and I'm asking IELTS writing evaluation criteria. So when I go there, these days it's only IDP which is conducting the test. So this is the site which pops up at the top. And this is the evaluation criteria which would just open up here. So before this pops up, can anyone tell me what are the 4 points on which you would be evaluated? And this is something which you actually kind of should remember, because it's so very important to know how your essays would be evaluated. So the 4 things are task achievement, coherence and cohesion, lexical resources, and grammatical range and accuracy, as you can see. Right? I'll only discuss about 9 bands because I want you all to score not less than 9, if not more than 9, right? So 9 bands is our benchmark, and that's why I'll talk about 9 bands only. What it says is that it fully satisfies all the requirements of the task. So there would be some tasks given there, and the first criteria is task achievement. You should have done justice with all the sections of the question. So whenever you read a question, try to identify what different tasks are there and give appropriate space, which means appropriate number of words to each of the tasks. So task achievement is the first criteria. All right. The second is cohesion and coherence. What does this mean? Cohesion and coherence means easy flow of ideas, in simple words. So it says uses cohesion in such a way that it attracts no attention. Skillfully manages paragraphing. I don't understand what is this. Can somebody help me understand what is he trying to say here? Uses cohesion in such a way that it attracts no attention. Skillfully manages paragraphing. What exactly? I understand this. Skillfully manages paragraphing. This part is fine that you write paragraphs. But what does this mean? Uses cohesion in such a way that it attracts no attention. So boss, attracts no attention means what?
Talking about the switching of the context should be very smooth.
Yeah.
It should be clear.
Okay. All of you, whoever is able to open his or her video, please do that, because your reactions tell me how much are you getting. Otherwise, I keep on imagining that things are all fine.
Sure.
Yeah. So uses cohesion in such a way that it attracts no attention. I want some more explanations to this one, if you can tell me. Uses cohesion in such a way it attracts no attention. What does that mean?
Attracts attention means attract for penalty, like the correlation in sentences as well, we can say.
What I believe here, it seems that, if we are writing a para, or if we are, using a phrase, then we should write in a correct way. If, things are not right, then probably definitely it's going to, seek attention and we'll lose marks.
I think that it means that we need to form our sentences in the simplest way possible.
Exactly.
We do not
Yeah.
have cure of, just make it simple and very, consistent.
Exactly. It just attracts no attention means you should go without any makeup. Why do you? We do all the makeup to attract attention, right? We should look good. We should feel good, and kind of we want to present ourselves in the best possible way. On the contrary, it is saying that you should write in such a way that it attracts no attention, which means an idiot should be able to understand it. You should write it in such a way that it is very easy to understand. Does that make sense? Uses cohesion in such a way that it attracts no attention. So your essay should flow so fluently that a person should be able to understand it even without paying attention, which means it should flow like a story. It should not be very like abrupt. There should not be any abrupt transitions in your paragraph, isn't it? In simple words, if I want to convert it into something actionable, I would say speak about one thing in one paragraph, isn't it? When you're talking about advantages of something, just talk about advantages in that paragraph. Then change the paragraph and write disadvantages if the question asks you to do that. And then write conclusion. Does that make sense?
Right, sir. Sir, about the topics like where we say it is the most believed factor for most of the people. What is your opinion? So, do we have to like take another topic as well?
No, don't go into those details. I really don't want to get into those specifics. I just want you to focus on what is written here. When it says it attracts no attention, all it means is that you should write it in such a way that it is easy to understand. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What you have to write, how you have to write, all depends on the question, right? The
Right.
question would determine how much attention you should give, and that is something which depends on your discretion at that point in time. Which point you want to consider and what point you want to emphasize. But the whole point is whatever you write should be very easy to understand. Paragraphing should be very logical. Like a movie. If you watch Hum Aapke Hain Kaun, do you get confused? No, because there is a song. There is no dialogue in the song, right? गाना गाते गाते बीच में dialogue आ गया, फिर से song चालू हो गया, ऐसा नहीं होता ना. So there should not be very sharp twists and turns. All right, that is what it is. The third thing is lexical. See, it is very important that you understand this, because most of the time we go with a very wrong assumption about the whole test. And that's why we score less marks. Why is it that people with very good English score less in the writing section? Because they just write an essay to kind of impress the examiner, or with half information of how your essay would be evaluated, isn't it? So we end up not fulfilling the criteria. This is a very, very objective test. This is a standardized test. The criteria is all fixed. If the criteria is so fixed, why should we not take advantage of it? Isn't it? If you write in an easy manner, you would get full marks on cohesion and coherence. Does that make sense? So why should you not write in an easy manner? Isn't it? So this is, and you should consider while writing, am I going too technical in writing? Would the examiner be able to understand it without paying attention to it? Because this is one criteria which is checked there. Okay. The next thing is about lexical resources. Now, this is again one point which is misunderstood in most of the cases. Lexical resources doesn't mean you have to use difficult vocabulary. Let us see what is it saying. Micah, can you just read this? What does it say about lexical resources?
Sure. Lexical resource uses a wide range of vocabulary with a very natural and sophisticated control of lexical features. Rare, minor errors could occur only as slips.
So what does this mean? Wide range of vocabulary. Does it say difficult vocabulary? So what is wide range? Like if I am talking about, yeah. Can you give me some example of wide range, or how would you make sure that you get good marks in this?
Should be able to paraphrase also, like if we are using the same thing in two sentences, so we should paraphrase it instead of writing the same word again.
Yeah, and wide range would mean something which very much suits the tone of the question, isn't it? If it is something related to academic setup, then some words related to learning, like for example, pedagogy. Now it's not a very I mean, again, I should not give that example. If I do that, you would start thinking in terms of using difficult words. Whichever words you are very comfortable with and which makes sense in that context, you should use them. Okay. Now, the next question is how to develop this kind of vocabulary and what to do about it. Because unless you have some kind of standard or some kind of model to fall back on, it would be all very open to imagination. You would not know what kind of vocabulary and to what extent you should use difficult or new words, isn't it? So what I would suggest you to do is to simply read some model answers. If I give you some 10 model answers, or I have 100 model answers there with me, if I give them and you just read those essays once and rewrite them, you would know to what extent you should know words, and it would not be like you have to remember thousands of new words. Okay? So don't think you have to use difficult words there. It's just using the contextual vocabulary. The last criteria is grammatical range and accuracy. And what does it say? It says that you use a wide range of structures with full flexibility and accuracy. So what do you mean by this? Wide range of structures again. So when you go into the detail of this, you would see that they say you should use simple words, compound words, complex, simple sentences, compound sentences, complex sentences, and so on, which means we need to know the technicalities of grammar and apply them. Not really. Let me give you a shortcut. Make some small sentences, some long sentences. When you make a long sentence, you end up making a complex and a compound sentence by itself. Right. So, for example, living in a society has its own share of advantages as well as disadvantages. So I'm connecting thoughts here, right? To begin with, comma, living in an apartment gives us the advantage of a community living, or community living simply, not a community living, isn't it? So, when you write an essay, just make sure that you make some long, some short sentences. And we will see this with some examples, okay? Okay, to begin with, since a few of you are just starting your journey, I want to take a model answer. And I want you to simply rewrite that essay and send it back to me. How about that? I won't like you to write an essay on your own. I am going to give you an essay, and I simply want to discuss that essay with you. All I want is that you rewrite this essay and send it back to me, so that you actually go through all these criteria and you kind of end up understanding them very clearly. So let me do that. For those who have written some essays and for those who are oriented towards writing an essay, again, this exercise will be of great help, because reminding yourself of the right criteria is so very important. It's not about writing many essays, it's about writing a few essays correctly, isn't it? So once you understand the criteria very clearly, so please, in fact, what you should do is just write this down: task, achievement, cohesion and coherence, vocabulary and grammar. These 4 points, we are just checked on these 4 points as far as the writing part of the IELTS is concerned. Yeah. I'll show you a very good example so that you are clear about everything which is said there in the evaluation criteria. Okay, this is the essay I want to consider, and this is one wonderful essay, very nicely drafted. I simply want you to spend 5 minutes reading this essay first. Okay, let's just see how it is structured. And this is, I mean, this is not end all and be all kind of essay, but this is one of the good essays for sure. Okay, let me take you through this essay point by point. Let's first focus on the question. The question says, using a computer every day can have more negative, I'll just highlight a few words, can have more negative than positive effects on children. Okay, so this is one important point I want to consider. Do you agree or disagree? This is another important point. Give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples and everything. Okay, is my voice clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Rajiv.
Yes, sir.
Great. So this is one example of a nicely written essay, and these are the points. This is, so first thing is we understand the question very clearly. So this is, whenever you read a question, this is the first part you'll get, and this is background information. It is not a part of the question. Can you see a question mark here? No, there isn't, right? There's just a full stop, right? So it says using a computer every day can have more negative than positive effects on children. This is not the question. This is the premise. All right. It's not the question. It's just a statement. Using computer every day can have more negative then positive. So if you make there might be some issue with the voice right now. I see that my internet connection is not very good, but yes, this is the question. All right, I'll repeat multiple times. So this is not the question. This is just a statement. This part is actually the question. Can you see that? This is actually, do you agree or disagree? So here you have to decide whether you agree or disagree. Now see, it is not asking you to discuss both points. If you think it will have more negative effects, then you can talk all about negative effects. If you think it will have positive effect, then you can talk all about positive effects. That's it. You don't have to discuss both the points in this essay. Does that make sense? Mohit, what do you say?
Yes.
What?
But I think we have to write more on negative because they have focused more on negative part.
Yeah, so this is one very important discussion, and this is one very important point that you should consider. शादी करने के नुकसान ज्यादा हैं. क्या आप एग्री करते हो या डिसएग्री करते हो? तो मैं ये थोड़ी ना बोल रहा हूँ कि नुकसान है भैया, मैं तो तुमसे डिसाइड करने को बोल रहा हूँ. तुम एग्री करो और उसके बाद बोलो ना. तो मैंने तो वैसे ही बोल दिया. तो बैकग्राउंड इंफॉर्मेशन is not an imposition on you. It's just a statement. Do you get that?
Okay.
So it's just a statement, you know. मेरे को किसी तरह से तो उसको फ्रेम करना पड़ेगा ना. तो आप उसको पूरी तरह से क्वेश्चन कर सकते हो और पूरी तरह से उल्टे डायरेक्शन में भी जा सकते हो. भैया बहुत अच्छा है करना, तो आप बोल दो बहुत अच्छा है. It's just a statement.
Okay.
Yeah.
So using a computer every day can have, look at the language, can have. Has नहीं बोल रहा, वो तो can have बोल रहा है. वैसे possibility की बात कर रहा है. और अगर has भी बोलता तो भी इसको आपको ऐसे का पार्ट नहीं मानना है. ये सिर्फ प्रीमाइस है. इसके दो aspects हो सकते हैं. This is the question. Do you agree or disagree? So you are free to give your opinion here. And then it says give reasons for your answer. Include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. Okay. Now let us just go through this essay quickly and understand why I am emphasizing on this one. Why is it considered to be a very good piece of writing? Let's start with the introduction. The purpose of introduction is to tell you what is your agenda, what side do you take, and also give you a glimpse of what is going to follow, isn't it? Like for example, if you go for an annual function of a school, a teacher comes and she says that first we will have Saraswati Vandana, then there will be this, then there will be that, and then at the end there would be Jan Gan Man, and you would go home, isn't it? So she tells you that this is all is going to follow in the essay. Look at this line. The basis of my views are personal, academic, and professional. So he has given his view a little at the beginning itself. And if you look at the 3 paragraphs, he's talking about personal point of view in the first one, academic in the second, professional in the third. So wo yaad hai, wo wala point, cohesion and coherence. It should be written in such a way that it attracts no attention. Which means without attention also, I should be able to understand the essay. So a cohesive essay is one which flows very naturally. Let's look at the introduction, right? So this person says that using computer every day is not that harmful for children, and that's why he's giving this intro. In today's modern world, computers are an essential part of everyday life. Now this is a very neutral statement. Can you see that? It's not talking about children. It's not talking about good effect, bad effect, but still it is showing a tilt. It's telling that the person is, it's a positive statement. Can you see the tone of it? In today's modern world, computers are an essential part of everyday life. You know, so he is giving very indirectly telling that computer is a very useful device, right? Then it says around the globe, children often use computers from very young age. Now see, there is a little inclination towards children now. From generic, he has made it a little more specific because the word children, young age comes here. Can you see that? So he's making it from generic to more and more specific. And then there's a little complex sentence which starts with although. So this is all you want when it says you should use grammatical range. 1 or 2 sentences using although are enough. और हम लोग उसको पता नहीं क्या डाल देते हैं, लंबे लंबे ढेर सारे sentence, and we kind of dig our own graves doing that, isn't it? Don't write too many long sentences. एक आधा लंबा चौड़ा सेंटेंस आपने although, whereas, however वाले 2-4 डाली, that's it. Okay, so look at this sentence. Although it is important for children to participate in various well-balanced activities, in my opinion, children who use computers daily are actually developing a critical skill for future success. ये एक लंबा सा सेंटेंस शुरू में डाल दिया है जिससे सीधे सीधे हमें मार्क्स मिलने के मौका मिल जाएगा, isn't it? Grammatical range and accuracy वाला. And then it says the basis of my views. नमन, आप दो जगह पे आज आ गए हो.
Yes, I'm having.
I see that you are hearing separately with 2 ears. You know? You're using both the ears on 2 different computers. Okay. So the basis of my views are personal, academic, and professional. Right? I hope you are still using both the ears, huh? Okay. So now, if you look at the essay, it will talk about one thing at a time. He starts with personal point of view. Okay, how a computer can be useful for. So you know this line. The basis of my views are personal, academic, professional. Now, if you read this, I'll not explain. Let me just do this for you. Just read these 3 paragraphs and see how it is structured. Just read it to yourself and see how it is structured. Let's talk about the first paragraph first. Just the personal point of view wala paragraph. Just read only this much and tell me what do you like. I mean, or your commentary, not necessarily like, but what do you see in this paragraph? Yes.
So basically, computers are helping youngsters to, explore the things around the world.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, and they are becoming. So basically, he's talking about personal point of view. So personal means as an individual, personality development or behavioral aspect of a person. So you know, he's touching upon that aspect that a computer is an enabler to develop a person's personality. So in case you know how to use it and how to do various things, you become independent learner, you never get bored, you can get entertained. So as an individual, you are a more well-rounded personality than the one who doesn't know how to use a computer, isn't it?
Yeah.
So to a great
Right.
extent, it can be a companion, it can act as a source of entertainment and so on. What about this one, the second point? Can you just read that and see what is going on there? So this is what, you know, it attracts no attention. Since it started with personal point of view, it just discuss about that. Now let's look at the second paragraph as well. So how about this one? Sadaf, can you see what is said here, and can you just, I would like to know how do you appreciate this second paragraph? Or
Yeah, in this paragraph, the writer is giving an example of her own life, but she has used all the, the vocabulary is perfect, and also she's that her inclination towards her support of side is very clear when she gives the academic viewpoint.
yes, so basically, uh, it's about academic, and the example is also very much pertaining to the academic world. So she has taken
Yeah.
given a personal example that she used to do a lot of assignments. So second advantage of learning computer from an early stage is that you can use to do your academic work, and it brings academic excellence. And she has given some examples there. And now the third paragraph. So basically the agenda was, should children be allowed to use computers from a young age? So the first reason was personal, that it helps them to develop a strong personality. It helps them in their academics, because if you use it smartly, you can write notes and all this. And the third is professional. Now professional is the third aspect. After you finish your school, you become a professional. So from a professional perspective, computer has found a permanent place in workplace. Today, employees still pay to provide computer training to their employees. However, this is also not the case anymore. Tomorrow, corporates will expect prospective job applicants to already possess these critical job skills. Consequently, parents who, so using some connectors, consequently, parents who encourage their child to use the computer for a reasonable period of time are in fact investing in the child's future career. So now the whole perspective is professional. So you look at this, 3 paragraphs, 3 agendas. First one talks about personal point of view, second is academic, third is professional, and it's all very nicely woven. That makes this essay a very good essay from the perspective of cohesion and coherence.
Right. So basically, writer divided, the thought process, or I would say the agenda in 3 segments, like, in
Yes.
personal point of view, academic,
Yes.
and professional. Then, at the end, if you'll notice, it talks about, okay, basis these criteria,
Yes.
I'm, inclined to say this is
Yeah.
good. So that's
Yes.
how this has been, drafted.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
So is
basically, they are in favor of using the computers
yes. Yes.
from the very young age. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes. So and actually, Mohit, it really doesn't matter. You could have written an equally good essay considering the other aspect, saying that children should not be allowed to use computers on a daily basis. It is not good for health. It is not good
They will
for,
not involve in any physical activities.
yes, it is not good
Yeah.
for their physical health. It is not good for their mental development, and you can write arguments about that also,
Right.
that it kind of hinders your mental calculation or manual work. And so, you can use the same points actually, personal, academic, and professional. From, from professional perspective also, children get, I mean, if you allow them, they get so much involved in using computer that they uh, do not think about
Neglect their
developing
studies.
any other professional skill, like public speaking, like um, emotional intelligence. Those aspects are not, they don't give enough time to that, which are so important for professional success. They think
Yeah.
that everything is data driven and all that. So, you can use the same arguments to write the other side of the story. All that matters is that you should have written it in a very structured manner. And when you talk about one point, you talk about that very point in a way. So as you can see, I mean, if you look at this essay, and if I say that this is like a 8.59 bands essay, what makes it a very good essay. Do you see that vocabulary is not very, I mean, is there one word which you don't understand from this?
It's
Like,
very easy to understand.
exactly. I mean, and still you see wide range of vocabulary, right? Personal point of view, those kind of words. He won't get bored. Um, ease around the computer. Now, these kind of words, they are at ease around computers. You know, this kind of phrases which are used in colloquial English, they're also able to take advantage of. Now, see, look at this wide. Now, this is wide range of services computers provide now. It's a beautiful way of telling that you can do word processing, you can do PowerPoint and all that. So you are saying wide range of services computers provide. So
Like a perfectly structured way of using layman language.
yeah, I mean, making it so simple that you don't even see that it is quite sophisticated. As it is said, simplicity is the highest level of sophistication, isn't it? So you make it so simple that you don't even feel that you are paying attention to it, and it looks good at the same time. So from the perspective of task achievement, let's become IELTS examiners for a while, and let's try to evaluate this essay on those 4 points. The first was task achievement. So how much would this essay score on that? Let's see. It says using computer on every day can have more negative than positive. So this was not the question. This was just telling that it's about using computer every day, positive and negative aspects. You could have taken any side, right? Do you agree or disagree? So this is the question. The question is whether you want to write in favor of it or against it. So this was the question. And then it was asking you to give reasons and relevant examples. So has he done justice to this aspect? Do you agree or disagree? Can you see very clearly whether this guy is agreeing to it or disagreeing to it? Of course, he's agreeing to use computers on a daily basis, right? So I get this answer that he says it's a good thing to use, right? Has he given reasons and examples to substantiate? So, well, reasons are personal, academic, and professional. And with every paragraph, he has given some example,
Yeah.
right? Personal point of view. In academic, he says he was able to write reports, and from professional perspective also, he says it is critical skill for jobs, critical job skills. And yeah, and he has written a well-rounded conclusion as well. There is no doubt that computers as a technological tool is here to stay. Now see, look at this, here to stay is again a beautiful piece of, you know, a phrase which tells that this is something permanent. This, and you know, look at this, the sooner children become computer literate, the better for many aspects of their future lives. This is one variety of a sentence which is not very commonly seen, isn't it? The sooner ... the better. So from the perspective of grammar range, so this is, I mean, I got deviated a bit. I was actually talking about task achievement. So task achievement is very much there. The second, so out of 9, how much should I give to this guy? As far as task achievement is concerned, just the task achievement part. Has he achieved the task? Like, has he answered the question? Out of 9, how much would you give him?
From task standpoint, we can say, he was able to complete the same. Like it should be 8.5.
Okay, so let's give 8.5. We are deducting 5 just because in English sometimes teachers don't give full marks. नहीं देते भैया, हमारी मर्जी, क्यों? हमारा ईगो आ जाता है फिर। अगर हमने 9 दे दिए तो हमें कितने मिलेंगे फिर? हम तुमको ही 9 दे देंगे तो हमारे पास क्या बचेगा?
Right.
Okay, fine. So task achievement. Second is cohesion, coherence. यहाँ कितना दे?
Same 8.5 because they have, written in such an easy way
9
so
क्यों
that
नहीं?
No, ठीक है इसमें I feel
9
so.
दे दे? अच्छा यार, बढ़िया,
Not दे सकते.
अच्छे लोग हो आप लोग, है ना?
Actually, sir, cohesion and coherence. I mean, the paragraph is tightly coupled. Like everything, like examples in the same paragraph and the statement, everything was there in the paragraph. So I think no, तो ठीक है.
ठीक है, बहुत बढ़िया, अच्छी बात, आप तो सब लोग खुश हो आज. ओके, ग्रामर, range and accuracy. Do you see different types of grammatical structure, some long, some short sentences? वो जैसे although वाला एक sentence था, last में भी sooner, better, इतना ठीक है या और भी चाहिए थे?
So
I think writer has included simple words and collocations. I think
What is collocation?
grammatical mistakes नहीं है, past present tenses की कोई mistake नहीं है.
but still इसमें I don't think so, examiner is going to provide full marks. Reason being, examiner might think of in a different way and write an essay in a better way. So not sure if we are going to get the full marks here.
तो ठीक लगा लो, आप कितना दे दोगे?
What I think is that everything is accurate, but and the grammar range is wide as well. But in the word length and in a sentence, I guess it could have been reduced somewhere in some specific sentences, because even in the long sentences, 1 or 2 sentences are exceeding even the length of a long sentence, which is
What should be the length?
standardized.
These are some whims and fancies. There isn't anything documented anywhere that one sentence should have only these many words, right? So it's all.
Yeah,
it's all-
but like
yeah. So I acknowledge
first
that,
paragraph.
and there's no
Yeah.
written criteria. I mean, it's a little fluent. It is not, and it's a little abstract. It's not very well defined. So, in all fairness, I should give a 7 to this guy. 7 से नीचे तो नहीं जाना चाहिए on this criteria. What do you say? Even 8. So
Yeah, I believe 8 is good.
8 is good, sir.
Yeah, 8
Not
is fine.
7. Like it is more accurate than mistakes. So I think 8 should be good.
so grammar is 8. Next, the last is vocabulary
Lexical resources, yeah.
or lexical resources. It doesn't mean that you should use difficult words. It also means that resources.
Variety of words.
Yeah, variety and some phrases commonly which fit in very well. Like for example, here to stay is also a good use of vocabulary, right? Here to stay is like a good phrase. They have no choice but to master this technological invention. So no choice but to is a good structure, which is, it's like good grammatical use as well as vocabulary. So I see reasonably good vocabulary here, and from a layman's perspective, somebody who writes this kind of essay and reads it, and as they say, your vocabulary should be such that, and the whole essay should be such that it doesn't attract attention. So from that perspective, again, what do you say? You are the judge today. Maybe 7, 8 would be fine. No, because the point is that there isn't any erroneous use, even if it is not very impressive, it is not erroneous. There isn't any error. Can you point out an error?
Sir, I think in book we don't have been through any word which is we said like why this has been used here.
Yeah.
Why not this word? So I think we don't have any reason to deduct marks, but I think 8 is good. Yeah, 8.5 would be good.
8.5 would be good. So overall, this essay would range from 8 to 8.5. What if you score 8 to 8.5? Would you be happy or unhappy?
Happy, sir.
Come on, you should score 9 and then only you should be happy.
Not happy, sir.
You would not be happy. Yeah, I like it. Is there anyone who says he would be happy or she would be happy? You don't have any right to feel happy, right? Life भगवान ने आपको happy रहने के लिए थोड़ी दी है भाई, कोई तो कारण निकालो, come on. So बाकी ठीक है, लेकिन क्या गर्मी बहुत थी जब हम ऐसे लिख रहे थे. 7:30 क्यों थी है? I don't like the color of the computer on which I gave the exam. Whatever. Give some reason. You should not be happy. Come on. See, this is again very important that you go with the goal of just touching the benchmark. Right? Don't give. सर मुझे 8 तो लाने ही है सर, कैसे भी 8.5 तो, अरे भैया नोबेल प्राइज थोड़ी ना जीत लोगे. आइल्स में आज तक किसी को नहीं मिला है ही नहीं. So why don't you just touch your benchmark and be happy? Even if it is 7, you should be happy actually. The criteria is that you should clear this test and go to Canada and call me there. Send me a ticket. That's it. Isn't it? Whether it is with 7 bands or whatever bands, you should just clear it, right? So please don't set a very high benchmark for yourself. By God's grace, if you get 8 or 8.5, fantastic, very good. Give me 2 parties instead of 1. But then that's not what you should aim for. What I'm trying to say is this: play a very safe game. Because most of the times you lose marks when you try to jump the gun, when you try to do more than asked. है ना? साल के आखिरी में हमारा जब अप्रेजल होता है तो 20% ही बढ़ता है ज्यादा से ज्यादा.
ज्यादा बोल दिया 20% आपने.
सर 2%. 20 तो ज्यादा हो गए. 10 times more you are saying.
गलत जगह आपने.
तो भैया हम अपनी बीवी और बच्चों को छोड़ के कंपनी को जान क्यों दे रहे हैं?
क्योंकि वो पैसे दे रहे हैं सर.
अरे तो पैसे तो वैसे भी देंगे. All I'm trying to say is that let's do a balancing act and let's just try to write in a way which gives us the required bands. Most of the time you lose marks because you want more. ये दिल मांगे more. So don't do that.
So in your way, Rajiv, I would say हमें मोहब्बत जो है मार्क्स से नहीं करनी है. The way we have to write.
Exactly. हमें मोहब्बत जो है वो हाई मार्क्स से नहीं करनी है. हमें मोहब्बत आइल्स एग्जाम से पास होकर छुटकारा पाकर राजीव को टिकट भेजने से करनी है. Isn't it? You should not think too deeply about the exam. You should just touch the benchmark. होता है ना, जैसे टच किया और भाग के वापस आ गए. ऐसे नहीं कि वहीं चिपक के बैठ गए जी आइल्स में. मेरे को तो जब तक मैं ऐसे ना लिखूं कि खुद आईडीपी का जो मालिक है वो आकर के मेरे को गले लगाए, तूने कैसा लिख दिया यार, आंखों में आंसू आ गए मेरे. It's not going to happen. Write an essay which just gives you those marks and you just chill. Please don't try to jump the gun. Be very clear of what you want to do. It's very, very important. भाई ये 4 क्राइटेरिया है सिंपल सा. टास्क अचीवमेंट, सवाल का सीधा साधा जवाब. ठीक है, वो ये नहीं बोल रहा कि शादी करो, ना ये बोल रहा है मत करो. तुम्हारी जो मर्जी सो करो. ठीक है, लेकिन जो करो उसको रीजन के साथ करो.
Sir, this is
तो ये नहीं
like
कह रहा
really
बच्चों को कंप्यूटर यूज करना चाहिए नहीं करना चाहिए. Hardly matters which side you take. All that matters is whether you are able to justify it with a good reason, sensible way. भैया ठीक है, एकेडमिक, पर्सनल, प्रोफेशनल, तीनों जरिए से ज्यादा अच्छा है कि उसको कंप्यूटर सिखा दो बच्चे को, जितनी में खुश रहेगा. Write that essay and be happy. That's it. And one paragraph at a time, just one point, build it properly. लेक्सिकल रिसोर्स मतलब कोई हैवी वोकैबुलरी नहीं. ग्रामेटिकल रेंज एंड एक्यूरेसी मतलब कोई लंबा ग्रामर का ऐसे कोई वो नहीं बनना आपको कि मैं वो कौन सी थी रेन एंड मार्टिन घोंट के जाऊंगा. It should be a very, very balanced right essay written in some reasonable number of words. 299 तो भी ज्यादा है वैसे. I don't like such long essays. If I were to write, I'll not go beyond 270, 280. But yes, fine. In case you want to go to that limit, not more than 299 ever. वरना बोलते हैं 350 वर्ड्स का ऐसे लिख के आया हूँ, 250 बोला था, क्यों सर फ्लो में आ गया था। अरे भैया, फ्लो में हम गलतियां ज्यादा कर रहे होते हैं, isn't it? So I mean, so all I'm saying is you have to kind of do a very balanced, have a very balanced approach towards the whole thing. And understanding the criteria is so very important. Okay भाई, task achievement सवाल का जवाब दिया है, ठीक है। Cohesion, coherence बड़ा easy flow हो रहा है, simple सा ऐसे है। Please write it very in a very simple way, right? Lexical resources थोड़ी बहुत अच्छी vocabulary जितनी मुझे आती है बस उतनी ही, और वो आप ऐसे develop करते करते कर लोगे। I don't want you to work on your vocabulary separately. Okay, कई होते हैं ना vocabulary घोटना शुरू कर दिए, चलो जी word list याद करते हैं। No. And the last is grammatical range and accuracy. Again, I don't want you to work on your grammar. All that I want is you don't commit any mistake. Although है तो although वाला 2-3 बस although का एक sentence बन गया, the sooner the better इस तरह का कुछ हो गया, the sooner we learn the better it is for our future. और आपको कुछ जब ऐसे आप पढ़ोगे ये 10-15 जितने हैं, you will automatically develop good amount of phrases, good number of phrases and structures which you should use, right? You don't want have to do this. मंदिर मेरे से बात कर रहे हो, घर से घर पे बोल रहे हो खाना बाद में खाऊंगा, म्यूट पे हो आप?
नहीं सर, आपसे कर रहा हूं सर। यस
तो
सर।
अनम्यूट तो कर लो।
ओके सर।
मुझे लग रहा है घर पे बोल रहे हो, मम्मी अभी नहीं मेरी क्लास चल रही है ऐसे कर। So this is the fun of being able to see you. What is I can make of. Okay. So I simply want you to do this. Please rewrite this essay and send it back to me. All right. Tomorrow we'll discuss a few more essays, and then I'll give you an exercise, because this is just one of the essays that are there. So from that perspective, it will be a good beginning. Can we just go through a few more ones, if it is fine? What is the time? Yeah, maybe one quick one, because I see that you are all reasonably in mood. So you can just read this essay and tell me how is this structured. Just give marks to it, okay? We'll not discuss it. Give it marks and tell me what do you like about this. The second essay. Should I WhatsApp it to you? Will it be more convenient? Or you can read it from here itself. Read it from here itself. Let's not waste time. Read the question first. Let me adjust the font size. Newspapers will remain the main source of news in future. मैं इसको दो पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करके दिखा सकता हूँ क्या? दो स्क्रीन बना सकता हूँ ये जो है, ये जैसा हो सकता है?
यस सर, पॉसिबल है सर।
कैसे?
सर इसको फाइल को कॉपी पेस्ट करके ना वो कर लो,
दो इंस्टेंसेस वर्ड के खोल लो।
दो वर्ड के खोल लो और ऊपर से ड्रैग करके लेफ्ट कर लो अपने आप।
सर कुछ नहीं करना, वो नीचे वो एक बुक का ऑप्शन है ना, उसको क्लिक कर दो बस। अच्छा
Yes, I can do that.
कहाँ? अच्छा ये
It
वाला।
will split into 2 screens.
अरे वाह भाई वाह, थैंक यू फॉर टीचिंग मी दिस। दिस गुड, इट वर्क्स। ये क्या हो गया?
सर ये रीडिंग मोड में आ गया है।
ये तो हुआ नहीं जो हम चाह रहे थे, फिर से करूं?
You have to press escape.
Read mode.
So yeah, that was the read mode actually. पुराने वर्ड के उसमें 2 पेजेस आ जाते थे, वो बुक यूज था सर।
नहीं इसमें वो तो नहीं हुआ।
रीड मोड
सर मेरे वाले वर्जन में वर्ड में नहीं है वो। एनीवेज लेट अस रीड इट, उसके बाद मैं एक्सप्लोर करूंगा ऐसे बैठ के। स्प्लिट वर्टिकल ऐसा कुछ ऑप्शन होता तो बहुत अच्छा होता है, 2 पार्ट्स में।
सर है सर ऑप्शन, आप नए वर्ड में खोल लो और देन वी कैन हैव द
फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी।
चलो हम एजेंडा से भटक जाएंगे, पहले इसको खत्म करते हैं, ठीक है? फिर उस पे आएंगे वापस।
Okay.
So I want you to read this essay quickly. Newspapers will remain the main source of news in the future, and internet will not have any effect. Again, ये देखो बड़ा ही सीधा सीधा question है. Do you agree or disagree? मतलब you are supposed to take one side. And this is just a statement. Don't decide on the basis of how it is drafted. You know, it simply says newspapers will remain. मतलब future projection की बात हो रही है. A main source, and internet will not have any effect. So it can have yes or no both. I mean, it is an open question. So what do you say? In future, will internet have an effect on newspapers? And then give reasons for your answer. Include any relevant examples. So this person has given the view that, yeah, just read it and tell me how do you like it. And as an IELTS examiner, on those 4 criteria, how much marks would you give?
So basically, the writer is in favor of e-newspaper.
Yeah,
Yeah, they will get daily updates, time to time updates,
yeah,
and they can access anywhere at any point of
yes,
time.
yes. So to substantiate his ideas, he has given 3 reasons: convenience, cost, and interactivity.
It's effective. Yeah.
That it is convenience, cost, interactivity, and reach. So based on these 4 reasons, he says that probably internet will take over the traditional newspapers.
So I believe that in this essay, the conclusion could have been improvised because there the writer has repeated the 3 points earlier, which are earlier
Yeah.
mentioned. Could have been more crisp.
So this is important that you actually repeat all the points there in the conclusion. Don't give all the explanation, just the points, because it's conclusion is like restating what you already said. So when you are restating what you already said, you pretty much would use the same words which you used. Yeah, of course, you can make it a little more precise. To conclude, given that e-newspapers are gaining popularity, are getting popular at a very fast, are gaining popularity in the modern world, it would be the preferred choice of the future. So rather than repeating, you can do that. That
Yeah,
could be one way.
exactly.
But even if you end up repeating, it is fine because, as I said, it is more about stating what you already said. मतलब जैसे आपने पूरा प्रोग्राम देखा तो आखिरी में एक आकर के वो होता है ना जो धन्यवाद बोलती है कि
Yeah, I get your point, but what I meant to say is that the language could have been different because
yeah,
it's actually like reading the essay in a short form, but instead we could have been, given it a more crisp structure and words.
you can do that. All that is required is in conclusion, you should be as precise as possible. Don't write too many sentences. One long sentence is fine. and it is all up to you how you structure it. Make it very crisp. See, sometimes what happens, Micah, is these examiners simply read the introduction and conclusion first. So from that perspective, if you restate a little bit, it is fine. You know, they, in order to save time, they get to, you know, what would you do if you want to save time?
So, sir, said that examiners are going to read first and last paragraphs first. So, should we include comparison in the first paragraph itself?
Yeah,
And then,
so you should of course pay more attention to the first and last paragraph. It is all upon you what you want to write. Some people want to build story. I mean, they give a background first, then they come to the point. So from generic to specific. So it all depends on your style. My style is I always make it very clear at the beginning itself. Like, for example, look at this sentence. While it is unpredictable, the trends point towards a big transformation in the way we consume news. So, you know, in a subtle way, what this paragraph, what this line is saying, that from the conventional practices, we are fast moving towards e-newspapers, isn't it? So it is good to give a little idea from my perspective, this is my view. But yeah, there are different styles and they are equally good. I would like you to take one style, but you know, whatever you think, just stick to one style, because there you won't have this time to decide how you should structure. It's good to go with a template which you like the most and present that, rather than going totally blank on writing, isn't it? So what I want you to do is these two essays now. I want you to write these two essays for your homework today, and then we'll discuss rest of some essays tomorrow, and then I'll give you an exercise. So as I said, my purpose is to do writing and reading on this weekend. We'll do writing and speaking. So tomorrow we'll do a little bit of speaking as well, but main agenda is to focus on the writing part. All right. So I'll send this to you and we'll take it forward tomorrow. All right. All the
Okay.
best to you. See you tomorrow the same time.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
thank you, sir.
मैं तो खुद इतना हो रही थी, मैंने सोचा, मैंने कहा पता नहीं कितनी देर होगा ये।
नहीं छोटी सी क्लास थी।